Bitcoin reclaims key moving averages. The question is, will it hold? Hey guys, it's Keith Allen, and yeah, I'm back for a second hit today, the Bit Break quick take, because we got big moves going on, and I told you if I saw something, I would update you, and fortunately, I have an opportunity to do that. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. This morning, we talked a bit about a cluster of liquidations down at the 59 to 60K range. This is before JPow's comments from Jackson Hole. And I told you yesterday, I was so close to taking an order at 60K, taking a long at 60K, but I saw that that cluster sitting there in the 59 to 60K range, and I thought it might get taken out before or sometime after Powell's comments, depending on what those comments were. Obviously, the market really responded to what JPow had to say. He was very clear in his remarks, and as soon as he stated it was clear that I felt we were on a sustainable path towards 2% inflation, and that he did not welcome, didn't want or welcome a significant spike in unemployment. The markets reacted, and bulls instantly started to gain momentum. So I want to share the screen and show you exactly what I'm seeing and what I'm going to be looking for as this move develops. As always, if you like the content, do me a favor, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button up there in the corner, especially here on YouTube, so you don't miss any of the future streams. And by all means, the live chat is open. So if you've got a comment, by all means, chime in. Would love to hear from you. And nonetheless, if you're seeing it on X, you can share comments there, and I engage with each and every one of them. And I appreciate you guys for doing that. So I said I want to share a screen. So where's the screen? Let's pop that one up here. We're going to start here on the candle chart here and just look at this celery stick that is sprouting here on the Bitcoin daily chart. As you can see, we have ripped past the 50-day moving average after 2 weeks, of more than 2 weeks of rejections from the 50-day moving average. We have reclaimed the 50, reclaimed the 200, and now we're nosed up here on the 100-day moving average. Now, I want to show you why this is significant and why it's important. And let me go to another screen to do that. That's not the one I wanted. That's not the one I wanted. Do I even have this chart open? How about I go get that chart? Hang on one second. Bear with me for a sec, guys. I want to look at death crosses, which we've been talking about here for a couple of weeks. And what you can see here, right? And we've had death crosses between the 21-day moving average has crossed everything, right? And yesterday I did an analysis where we really focused on this 50-day moving average, the 50 and the 200. So I'm going to go back to showing you just those two, so that we can zero in on what some of the history looks like when these two moving averages death cross like this. And the issue is that often when this happens, price has a problem reclaiming the 50-day. And once it does reclaim the 50-day, it often has issues with the 200-day. Sometimes we get it and fake it out. Sometimes we go back and retest it. Sometimes we really get beat up trying to reclaim it. And I want to show you an example of that here, coming off of the 2017 bull market, where we saw that death cross. This was really the introduction to the bear market here, really kind of a confirmation of the bear being in control here. You see some interaction with the 50-day, rejection from the 200-day, back below the 50, another test of resistance at the 200-day, back below the 50, another interaction, fails, and then it just gets pinned down until ultimately it bottoms out. On the recovery, you can see it was a much stronger recovery here back in April of 2019. And that's obviously what we're looking for now. We're seeing a candle that's making this move, and we'd love to see it continue. Now it's knocking against the 100-day moving average. And I have to tell you, we don't necessarily need to see all three of these moving averages taken out in one day. And big moves like this, especially when celery sticks are sprouting, they often retrace in part or in whole. So we had talked about this liquidation cluster down here in this 59 to 60K range. It's still there, right? It's not going anyplace. These traders have the opportunity to close these longs at any point along the way and protect themselves. But at this stage, it looks like price is on the move, right? So those are going to stay open. Um, what I want to see though is whether price is going to hold at this level. And so let's say we get a bit, and of course the weekend whale games lend themselves to this kind of how should I say, fun. Uh, so will we hold this 200-day? Just holding the 50-day would be an accomplishment. But my concern is multiple rejections from the 200 could send us back down into the range. And look at where the 21-day moving average is. It's right there where that liquidation cluster is. So a test of support here, certainly still not out of the question, and especially if we can't hold this 200-day moving average. So really looking to see, the 50-day would be good, but this is really the important one, the 200-day moving average. And that's what I am mostly focused on. As we take a look at liquidity here, we can see that there were a few roof pulls that helped this move gain some momentum, and we're seeing ask liquidity start to float upward. So that's obviously a sign that price is getting drawn in that direction, right? So that's good to see, right? Seeing liquidity move in that direction is an indication, and you can see it stair stepping up. It's an indication price is going to draw upward. So we have a little bit of resistance here at 65. But the stronger resistance, when we get into that 69 and 70K level, obviously there's more liquidity stacked at the 70K level. But if we look at history, okay, you can see it stacked here. This is not insurmountable, but you want to see some bids coming into the range to support this. Otherwise, this void here, well, it's very easy to fall back through that. So you do want to see some bid liquidity coming back into the range here, and inching up with price to support it. But we've also got a key level that we need to deal with up here, and that is this 2021 top. So if Bitcoin can hold above this 200 and then take out the 100-day, which is pretty close in terms of a target. If we can hold the 200, then taking out the 100 isn't going to be a problem, I don't think. Once we do flip this 200 and we're printing candles above that 200-day moving average, we need to do the same thing up here at 69K. And all the talk of all-time highs and getting back into 70, 71, 72K, 73K, the all-time highs at like 73.8, none of that happens, in my opinion, not sustainably anyways. We could certainly see wicks, but I don't think any of it happens until we RS flip this 2021 top at 69K. As you can see, we've had so many failed attempts here since back in March. So that's what I'm watching, right? We got to do this one level at a time. And the first thing that needs to happen is we need to hold above this 200-day moving average. Until that happens, everything down here is still in play. So staying in this range wouldn't be the worst thing. I know it's boring, but these consolidation ranges are healthy, and they are where whales have been accumulating. As you can see here, I'm going to focus on these purple whales here for a moment. They have historically had the most influence over Bitcoin price. Certainly brown whales are in the mix as well, but they don't trade nearly as frequently. And as you can see, it's the purple whales that have been really on the gas here. So that's an accumulation posture for those whales. And if I zoom out into a higher time frame, you'll see that the brown mega whales have also been doing the same thing, but a bit more volume out of the smaller class of whales. That's it in a nutshell as we head into the weekend, guys. I'll give you one more tight look at the intraday liquidity so you can identify where these liquidity voids are, right? So this thin area, liquidity dampens volatility, and you can see there's not much liquidity right here above this 60K level. We have some incremental steps moving into the 61K, a little bit at 62K, but nothing significant. That's less than $3 million right there. So we've got to see that strengthen to support what's going on here and give these guys a chance to continue to move up here. As we zoom out a bit, you can see the asks are still floating up higher towards the 69, 70K level. That's where the real battle is going to be. First battle is at this 200-day moving average. The second battle is at the line of this 2021 top. Hope you hope I've given you guys some things to think about as you head into the weekend. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. And what's Crackdown saying? Hey, Crackdown, good to have you. Spot buyers are pushing the price. Yes, they are. They absolutely are. And we can see that happening, right? Purple whales have been buying. I'm just showing you that here on fire charts. So no doubt about it that spot buyers are interested in this. I know I am. Aren't you? So with that in mind, we have to be watching for bid liquidity to move up, and we have to be watching to see if Bitcoin bulls can hold on to this 200-day moving average. Aren't these moves more sustainable? Well, they're sustainable if we can hang on to the moving averages, right? So this is what so far 5.5% move. 5.5% move certainly sustainable, coming off of big positive news, right? That's a fundamental thing that's influencing the market, and we have now a commitment, really a declaration from the Fed that they are going to start cutting in September, and that they have not taken either size cut off the table. So remaining data dependent through each monthly meeting, we'll have to see. Crackdown saying there's a huge increment in open interest, which scares me for a flush down. Yes, it's supposed to scare you for a flush down. And like I said, if we don't hang on to these moving averages, then that flush down is certainly going to come back into focus. You have this 21-day moving average, which is right here correlated absolutely perfectly with where this cluster of leveraged longs are. So that could certainly come into play here over the weekend or after the weekend. So that is certainly something to be attentive to. And what's going to tell us whether we're going there or not is whether or not Bitcoin can hang on to these moving averages. The 50 would be nice, but the 200, really, that is the important one that gets us back on a trajectory to get into this 2021 top and see if we can then RS flip this and then start working towards new all-time highs. That's the setup, guys. Hope that helps you out. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. As always, hope you get to spend some time doing the things you love with the people you love. That's my intention. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend.